What do the dictatorship of Communist Vietnam, President Barack Obama, and globalist neoconservative Republicans all have in common? They all want the U.S. to officially join the Trans-Pacific Partnership. I'm Robin Kinderman, and you're watching JBS Straight Talk. Yes, you heard me right. The ruling Communist Party dictatorship that enslaved its people for decades and that we fought a war against, resulting in the deaths of over 58,000 American servicemen, is encouraging the United States to join the Free Trade TPP agreement. As you may recall, on Trump's very first day in office, he made good on one of his campaign promises. He withdrew from the TPP and declared an end to the era of multilateral trade agreements. The New American's Alex Newman succinctly describes the TPP as a pseudo-free trade regime that was set to ensnare a dozen nations around the Pacific Rim under a single regional governance structure beyond the reach of voters. President Obama sold it to the American people as a multilateral free trade agreement comprised of 12 Pacific Rim nations, including the United States. Even though Trump withdrew, the other nations did not. Alex Newman writes, "The TPP morphed into the nearly identical free trade scheme known as the Comprehensive and Progressive Agreement for Trans-Pacific Partnership, signed by the remaining nations on March 8th. Newman continued to write, "Speaking to reporters with Nikkei and the Financial Times in Hanoi, Vietnamese Prime Minister Nguyen Xuan Phuc said he wanted to expand a renewed version of TPP to include the U.S. and unspecified other countries. The supposed goal," claimed the senior Communist Party Politburo member, "is to fight the rising tide of protectionism and drive global economic growth." The U.S. was the only original TPP country that has withdrawn. So what could these unspecified other countries be? Could it be China and Russia? So why is it that Communist Vietnam, President Obama, and neoconservative Republicans in Congress are so eager to have the U.S. join the CPTPP? If history is any indication, I would say there's a push for what Presidents Richard Nixon, George H.W. Bush, and former Secretary of State Henry Kissinger referred to as the New World Order, or One World Government. The goal of the TPP is to establish a free trade area of the Asia-Pacific, which includes the U.S., China, and Russia. This is outlined in the preamble of the TPP, as well as envisioned by APEC, the Asia-Pacific Economic Corporation. Newman puts it best in his article, concluding, "Rather than a bulwark against the globalist-backed regime in China, the TPP is another step in the subversion of sovereignty via regionalization on the road to what globalists call a New World Order. It must be opposed." Although the U.S. is no longer party to it, Newman is right. The TPP, CPTPP, must be opposed. One way you can do this is to help by participating in our book blast. With a $25 donation, we'll send a copy of International Merger to an opinion molder in a state of your choice. This will help educate them on the dangers of these entangling trade agreements, so they will help us create more pressure on Congress and President Trump to stay out of these agreements. We hope you will help us to preserve American independence and help defeat international agreements like the TPP and NAFTA. Links are in the description. So until next time, take care and God bless. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe. Click here to watch more videos, and click here to visit our site.